Today, Atlanta will pause to remember a horrifying event 116 years ago.
More than 24 people died when an angry mob descended on black businesses and neighborhoods. 11 Live's Jerry Carnes joining us live at 5 Points, where it all began.
And Jerry, explain the importance behind remembering this tragic event decades later.
Well, good morning. This was the epicenter of the massacre that lasted a full 3 days. An angry mob of whites descended on black-owned businesses and communities, specifically targeting anyone who was enjoying financial success. There are those today who say it's important to look back and understand why it all happened. Perhaps some understanding would help heal the wounds that are hard to see but run deep through this area of Atlanta. In 1906, it was known as the Brownsville neighborhood. The family of Alexander Walker lived here. When an angry lynch mob descended on Brownsville, Walker raced home to protect his pregnant wife and children.
That's just human nature to fight back. How dare you take it upon yourselves to be rebel rousers.
Through stories passed down through the ages, Pat Bearden has learned that her grandfather was wrongly convicted of murdering a police officer. Despite taking numerous black lives, no one in the lynch mob was arrested.
It's important to remember your history, and it helps you to understand why people act the way they act.
Over the years, there have been ceremonies to learn and remember.
Started pulling men, women, children out of their homes.
Ann Hill Bond of the Fulton County Remembrance Coalition says the mob was motivated by resentment over the success of many in the black community, the flames of hatred fanned by politicians and yellow journalism.
It could happen again because if you don't understand the roots of why something happened, right? If you don't understand how it's still appearing today, even in the micro form.
Dozens of African Americans were arrested trying to defend themselves from the mob.
I know he asked for mercy.
Pat Bearden and her family can't find any pictures of her grandfather, but she does have this. It's her uncle, John Kilpatrick Walker, named for the lawyer who cleared Alexander Walker's name and got him out of prison in less than a year. The mob's 3-day reign of terror moved from 5 Points to the Brownsville community to East Point. This year's Days of Remembrance will include placing markers in all 3 spots.